this is a old propeller from great grandpa Marvin. He was building a air-powered snowmobile. Look, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm talking about. None of it. I'm just making it up as I go. But no, we're having fun. This is a big propeller blade on the back of a snowmobile to push you across the snow. So kind of a crazy project, but super cool. Grandpa Wayne was nice enough to let me take it and try and fix it up. So the goal here is just to do a light sanding on it, a little bit of a stain, but try and keep as much of the blemishes and history in it as possible. And then we want to hang it up on the wall over there, and eventually we want to stain and paint the walls up there so it looks nice. But I had a Saturday and thought we'd take a hit at it. So no, pretty exciting. So we just used some 60 grit and did an initial sanding on the backside. I really didn't want to take away too much of the actual character or even some of the coloring and some of the watermarks, so we're just trying to do a bit of a light sanding, but we'll start going up in grit numbers and just get her a little bit smooth, but kind of wanted to still have its old antique look. But I have no idea what I'm doing. This is a first for me, and so I'm just playing it by ear. Probably a million different ways to do this better, but having a lot of fun. And then we are done with the 60, 80, and 120 grit. This is the back side where no one will see anyways, so didn't go too crazy on it, but get her nice and cleaned up, and we will repeat the same process on the other side. Okay, so finished sanding this side all the way up to a 210 grit, and it's looking pretty good. I'm pretty excited. Trying to decide if we want to leave kind of the greened copper look, or if we clean it off and make it really nice brass. We'll see how the stain looks, and then we can decide from there. But no, it's coming together good, so we'll flip her over and we will try a bit of stain and just see how we like it. I started trying a little bit of this Jacobine wood finish, and I'm really liking it. I liked it so much that I started going even further, but started getting carried away, so thought I'd at least take a video. So we're starting on this back side again. Just gonna kind of do probably just one coat. I don't want it super dark. I want to still be able to see all the texture and things like that, but I think with a nice dark wood, it's gonna look really pretty. So we'll see how it dries up, and if it dries up a lot lighter than when we just first put it on. But I'm really excited with the direction we're going with it. One coat is done, and I'm really liking how it's looking. That is really fun look. So we're gonna let that dry for a bit and flip her over and do the other side. Okay, so the front is done. I'm gonna have to let it dry a bit, but definitely wanted to go with the brass or the copper, cleaned up copper, because I think that copper look is going to look super good with the darker wood. So we're going to take those off and either soak them in Coke or something like that, try and clean them up, and we'll stick her back on. One of them already fell off, but we'll get the other ones and then I can stain underneath of them. But I wanted to first see what I thought, but if we're gonna make her look so pretty, we're gonna shine her up. It's gonna be awesome. Okay, so we are doing a bit of a vinegar, flour, and salt mixture, trying to clean these up. It's making a difference, but it is pretty dark down in here and around, and so let's have to see. This is where I accidentally hit it with the sander, and it cleaned it up really nice. So I don't know if that's like a terrible thing to do, but maybe sand it down. But soaking it in vinegar for a little while and scrubbing it softly is helping, but I don't know if it's long term or if I need to let it soak. So I will keep you up to date on trying to figure out what we're gonna do. Okay, we are trying more of a paste with flour, vinegar, and salt, and we're gonna letting it sit on there for a little bit, and then hopefully we get some more of that off. If not, I'm gonna just sit them in a vat of vinegar, and I don't know if that's gonna totally erode them away till nothing, or what, or how long to do it, but I'll try and do some research, see how it comes out. Wish me luck. Okay, so it's starting to work. It's looking pretty good. It's starting to come out, but I'm realizing that I'm gonna have to do this on all the different sides. And so I think I'm gonna just dunk them and let them soak fully immersed and see what happens here. But as long as I can get this side looking really good, then that's a win. And I may use a little bit of sandpaper just to kind of smooth out anything that isn't fully looking its pristine self. But that's a really promising results. Pretty excited. Okay, we're gonna submerge these in a little bit of vinegar because I know I'd get in trouble if I used all of the vinegar. And this is an old Tupperware we were gonna get rid of, so I don't know. Hopefully it's fine dealing with some vinegar. There, that's right. We're gonna turn these over. Just try and get the main parts here underneath. Let's see if we can. Just want to make sure all the visible parts are at least submerged. So, alright, I think we're mostly under. It's not quite all fitting, but so it's looking pretty good. And we'll just let those soak and check on them every hour or so. So I may have to put different ones underneath and keep adjusting because this one doesn't want to quite fit in there. But we'll get her. Okay, quick update. Letting these sit for a couple hours and they're starting to look quite a bit better. So I'm going to flip them over for the night and in the morning. Try and scrub them a little bit. I scrubbed these ones just a little bit, and that's why they're looking pretty good. But I think I can scrub them even more and shine them up some more. So okay, so we let them sit in there. You can see it's starting to green up right here. So I'm gonna try and scrub these. Luckily these are on the back side, but the fronts are starting to look really nice. Maybe get some brass or copper polish, but yeah, it's crazy oxidizing. So anyway, I'm gonna have to see how this all works. I have no idea what I'm doing, but we'll do a quick time lapse and see how it all comes together. So alright, so as you can see, they've cleaned up better than they were. I'm probably gonna try and buff and shine them up more, polish them, try and get them all that consistent, really nice color in here. They just need a bit more, but that was a day and a half of vinegar and stuff, and it took off a decent amount of it and scrubbing it and cleaning it. So we'll just see. I'm sure I'm doing this all completely backwards and wrong, but it's a fun learning experience. So and before I buff it and try and polish it up, I'm gonna try and bend everything back into shape and just see what everything looks like. And I've tried to save all the cool antique nails, but we'll get her figured out, so we'll call it a day. Okay, so I thought I was gonna end my day, but then I got thinking, and on the back side I just tried with a bit of a wire brush on our grinder and ran it underneath of it just for a second, and man, that looks nice. I'm sure that any true historian or antique person who's good with these things would be turning in their graves wherever they may be, but I don't know, that looks pretty good, and I think if I buff those all up, that's gonna turn out really nice. And I think with that dark wood with those on the end, I think is gonna look pretty sweet. I think be a very pretty piece. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. All right, it's a new morning. Let's clean these up. So I did a little bit of this, I don't know what it's called, semi-gloss clear finish on there, and I just did one little pass over it, and I really like the shine and how it looks. I think I'm going to definitely do 2 coats, but we did a little bit of a test just in comparison, and I think we're going to go for it. So I'm going to do 1 coat right now. I did 1 coat on the top here, the front side, and it's looking pretty good. But I also sadly ran out right here, this little patch right there. I ran out, used up that whole can, so just gotta go grab some more here. But I think 1 or 2 more coats and it's gonna be gorgeous. I love that, the shine and the colors in here. It's a really cool look. So we'll see how it all pans out, but should just try so you guys can see this. See with one of these here how it looks. Yeah, it's kind of a funny color combination, but I think it should look good. I'm hoping so. So we'll see. Okay, did some final touch-ups on this with the ceiling, but I just love the shine now on it, and the colors look really sweet. It is looking pretty awesome. So now I'm gonna work on shining up the copper / brass tips. Don't know which one. I'll just have to Google it and figure it out. Okay, so they're polished up. It's hard to tell if it did anything or if it helped, so I'll have to compare the video before and after, but they look shiny and nice. And so I just got them on the right ones that they match to, and then we just gotta get them all mounted and looking nice on there. But I'm pretty excited by how it's looking as a full piece. That's looking pretty sweet. Yeah, part of me is wonder if I should do more to smooth that out, or if I should just keep that look. Probably just keep that look, just because that's how it looked as we're restoring it. It kind of keeps it somewhat of its natural look. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm talking about. None of it. I'm just making it up as I go. But no, we're having fun. So no, but we've got a fun idea for a pipe to mount this onto the wall over there once we get that wall stained. But a pipe and a cap so that when it's on the wall you can actually spin it, but it'll be high enough that you have to probably have a step ladder to go spin it. But I don't know, we'll see. We're just having fun messing around. But this over here, don't know exactly what to do with it. Right now we're just gonna mount it like such to show kind of what it should have looked like before that piece broke off. But if it looks too silly, I guess I can tighten it up, but that's how it used to look. So yeah, give me a history degree. I know what I'm doing. Archaeology? I don't know. Yeah. Art restoration? What degree would be in charge of this? No clue. Now I'm rambling. Okay, so the men have been putting a stain on the walls. Yeah, you're right. It does kind of almost have a greenish look, hey? But it looks good. They got a good paint job on it, and as it dries, it looks less green. So that's good. It still seems like there's a hint of green in there, but and we just got to figure out these handrails and do something new. I've got to do a bunch of work on that, but then we can get those painted up and looking nice. But I didn't want to commit on those because those are not very good handrails. That's my bad. I did those. No, we just needed something up for temporary, and I don't know what's the best solution yet. Alrighty, we'll figure it out. We're stained lacquer. We're gonna now officially try and get those mounted on. I'll try and use some of the original nails, but I may put this one tiny little screw in the back just to hold things good. We'll see how she looks. Clean those up a little bit and get those shiny. And then we've got the right here for mounting it on the wall, just some pipe from a hardware store, and we'll see how she looks. But we'll see if I can actually get it so it could spin if we want. I don't know if that's tacky and silly, but it should be fun. Okay, just did one final spray of the clear coat, but also put in new carriage bolts there in the top, which I think looks really good. I went to try and clean up those other ones, and it was just a bit rough, and I needed to put 4 new ones in anyway, and it's, yeah, maybe not using the original, but it was the same concept, and he was using those same type of carriage bolts, so this is how it would have looked. So that's the goal. So it's looking good. Alrighty, we're getting ready to mount her up there. We'll get this measured out, put that bracket up there, and then we'll go and grab the propeller over there and stick her up. Alrighty, well, she is mounted up on the wall. Looks pretty good. I am realizing, and my wife hinted that it would probably be a good idea. Always listen to your wife, fellas, but it's just a hair bit low. I think just when this door comes around, it's just gonna nick it, just a hair. So I'll probably have to raise it up, but you at least can get the idea. I've got a little bit of room beneath the windows that it can go up. And then Tasha had a good idea of having the signs of the same wood of the different companies we own on either side. I think it's gonna look pretty sweet. So anyway, we've got some really good stuff, but pretty excited. We had to keep taking it down, putting it back up, because I was trying to get the spacers right on the back side so that there wasn't too much wobble on here, because I didn't want it too crazy, but I wanted it to still be able to spin. So that's pretty satisfying. So we'll get her in place like so, but I think she looks pretty good. And then I'll do one quick wipe down on her with a wet rag. There's just, I can just see a couple of my fingerprints, which drives me a little crazy, but we'll get her cleaned up and then she's done like dinner.